Hi, this is Mike from Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and on today's video I'm going to show you how to flash the BIOS on your MSI B550 Tomahawk board without a CPU using the USB Flashback method. Keep watching to find out more. Okay, so in today's video I'm going to show you how to flash the BIOS on your MSI B550 Tomahawk motherboard using the USB Flashback method. So for this you're going to need a few things. First of all is obviously the motherboard itself. You're going to need a USB flash drive and also a power supply. That is all you need, and also ideally something to actually put the motherboard on whilst flashing. You can quite easily use the motherboard box, that's absolutely fine. You will also need a computer, laptop or some kind of device to plug your USB stick into to actually download the USB BIOS onto. So let's go over to the PC and I'll show you how to do that stage next. Okay, so we're on our Windows desktop. So the first thing we want to do is to prepare our USB drive. So open up Explorer, and on our USB drive, I'm going to right click and choose Format. Obviously make sure you back up anything which you need to keep, which is on there, transfer it across to your desktop or whatever, because you will need to erase the disk entirely. So currently this one's set up as NTFS, so we want to change it to FAT32, and also we'll set the default allocation size. If there's anything in the volume label, you can get rid of that as well. Once you're happy, click Start. You'll get the warning come up saying formatting will erase all data, so click OK when you're ready. And click OK when the format is complete. So that's given us our drive, which is ready to have the BIOS downloaded onto it. So open up an internet browser and search for MSI B550 Tomahawk and choose the link which has got msi.com in it. I'll put the links in the video description so you can check those out as well. And on the support tabs here, click on support. And we've got our BIOS versions. So currently there is a beta version there, which is recently released, but we're going to go slightly behind that. I don't particularly want a beta version just in case it introduces any instability. So we're going to go for this one here. So click on the download link and you'll get an option where you want to download it to. So I'm just going to save this to my Windows desktop. It will be in a zipped format, so you'll need WinRAR or use the Windows unzip or decompression tool. Click on save and we can close this window now. So now we've got our BIOS, which is in a zip format, so we're going to right click on that and choose extract to, which will put it in a new folder, and then we've got our BIOS files. At this point now we can go into the folder and we've got our BIOS files. Click on view at the top and make sure that file name extensions and hidden items are shown, and then click on the actual file name twice, and we want to rename the file entirely to MSI full stop ROM, all uppercase, and then hit enter. Message will come up saying if you change a file name extension it may become unusable. Are you sure you want to change it? Click yes. So now that we've got the MSI.ROM file renamed, what we can do is now copy that or cut it. So right click and you can choose either send to if you want to your USB drive, or you can do copy or cut. Essentially it will all do the same thing. So I'm going to do cut on this one. Go into the USB drive, right click and choose paste. So there we go, there is our MSI.ROM file on our USB flash drive. So we can take the USB drive out now and start with the flashing process. Okay, so now we've got our USB stick with our ROM file on, we're ready to assemble the motherboard. So what we're going to need now is obviously the motherboard itself, something to put it on, i.e. the box, power supply as well, and we will need two connections from our power supply. So the first one is the 24-pin main power connector, which goes to the motherboard on the block connector here, and also our supplementary EPS connector, which is the 4 or 8-pin connection, which goes into the top side of the motherboard. At the moment the power supply is switched off, so we'll leave that in the off position and connect up everything we need to do. So first of all we'll start with the EPS connection, so that goes in the top of the motherboard there. Just push it in, make sure it's firmly connected, and with the 24-pin exactly the same, just make sure that it's fully seated. When you're doing it on a cardboard box there is a little bit of give in the box, so just make sure that it's firmly attached. And when you've got that done, really that is essentially it. We don't need a CPU, don't need memory, no NVMe drives. Now a load of you out there are probably saying, Mike, I've already assembled my system, it's not working with my new 5000 series processor, can I still flash my BIOS in this particular way? Certainly you can do. The flash BIOS system will work with that setup. I would personally recommend removing possibly the RAM, because that's nice and easy to do, and if you can, any SATA drives, that kind of thing, or anything that will try to start the system booting. You can do it with the CPU in place. If you've got like a water cooler, or you've used the stock cooler and you haven't got any thermal paste, then you can leave it on there. You can do it in that method, although MSI and obviously myself, we recommend, if you can, do it on the baseboard before you start assembling everything else, just so you can test that everything works in this test bench scenario. So with that said, let's carry on and get it flashed. So the next thing we want to do is to actually insert our USB stick into the correct port on the back of the motherboard. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So on the back of the motherboard, we've got this port which has got a grey outline around it, which is our flashback port. So we're going to insert the drive into there. And next to that, there is the USB flashback button. So what we want to do is to press that in. But first of all, we're going to turn on the power to our power supply. And then all we need to do is to just press and hold the button for about 1 or 2 seconds, not a great deal of time. So use either a screwdriver, or if you can, just press it in, press and hold it, 1, 2, and that should be enough. You will start seeing the flashing LED on the inside of the board, and you should notice that the LEDs come on, as we can see here. So now it is starting the flash process. So now all we can do is basically just sit and wait for it to do its thing. Now what we're waiting for is the system to either power cycle, try to keep an eye on the LEDs here, and obviously on the Tomahawk board it's a little bit easier because you've got these addressable RGBs around the chipset area, so you can keep an eye on those, so there is some visual feedback. So yeah, just let it do its thing. You'll probably find that it will power cycle when it's actually done. Also maybe keep an eye actually on your PSU fan. That'll be a sign that the system's also done a reboot. So yeah, we're looking for those telltale signs, but in the meantime, just sit back, relax, well, try and relax, and let it do its thing. From this side of the motherboard, actually looking towards the inside edge of the I/O shield, you can actually see the red flashing LED much easier. So normally when it starts the flashing process, the LED will flash quite slowly. When it's actually starting the flash, it will flash a little bit quicker. And there we go, now you can see the power supply briefly span down a little bit. Some of the LEDs stop flashing and the red LED on the back has completely finished. So that appears that has worked as intended. So at this point now, the board has just reset itself or rebooted. Clearly you're going to get the CPU error light because that is the first part of the post situation, and because there isn't a CPU installed, it obviously you can't get any further. Essentially that is it. So all we need to do now is to remove the USB drive from the back, make sure that obviously the light isn't flashing, and that is pretty much it. So we can just switch off our power supply, let it all get powered down, remove your EPS connector and also the 24-pin main power connector, and then you can get on and either assemble your board or do what it is you need to do to it. That is pretty much it. So hopefully this video has been useful to you. If it has, don't forget to give the video a like, and if you want to see more content like this, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and you'll be notified of future video releases. So all that leaves me with is to say, if you've got any problems, let me know in the comments section below. Please feel free to share this video if you want to on your social medias. But in the meantime, I've been Mike. This is Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and hopefully we'll catch you in the very next video. Thanks for watching.